Alright, I'm back with another commentary. Today it is m.o.a.b with the G36C, and as you can see it's on resistance, and I'm using the red dot sight, as well as, I don't actually know. I don't think I'm using silencer. I don't know what I'm using in my secondary, maybe nothing, maybe just kick or something. Probably should look at this stuff before I start my commentary, so that when I start my commentary I know what I'm going to be using and I don't sound like an idiot. But anyway, who cares? I always sound like an idiot, so who cares? Anyway, yeah, so again, hotspots on this stage that you want to avoid if you're trying to go for m.o.a.b is obviously the center of the stage, the little courtyard there, because that is hell dangerous and you will almost certainly die there. That doesn't stop me from going there a few times though. But again, it's safe to go there, but only if you're absolutely sure that you're like not surrounded and you know where the enemies are. So yeah, and it's also a good point actually. Something I forgot to mention in pretty much all my videos up until this point is if your teammates get a UAV, actually count how many enemies are on the UAV, how many enemies are appearing. Like make note of how many are there, and then just so you know, like if anyone's using assassin, because if you know that everyone on the map is not using assassin, if everyone basically appears on the map when there's a UAV up there, then you can go to town. You don't have to worry like about enemies just appearing out of nowhere. You can be confident and know that there's not going to be an enemy that just appears behind you and kills you, because they're all appearing on the map. So pay attention to that kind of stuff. Don't just play the game, but look at that stuff. If someone gets a UAV, have a look and see how many people appear on the map, and also check how many people are in the match, obviously, before you do that. Because if there's only like 3 people on the map, and you think, oh, there must be 2 people with assassins, and there's only like 3 people in the game anyway, then obviously there's not 2 people with assassins. So pay attention to that as well. So what I want to say a bit about today is Pwnsweet and I are building a new computer system. I wasn't able to record recently because my brother's system wasn't working, and so he's at the time was the only system in the house that could record, because the Blackmagic shuttle needs like special hardware and stuff to be able to work, and my brother's computer was the only one that worked. I'm talking about now a different brother. I've got 2 brothers, Pwnsweet and another brother, and yeah, my other brother is the guy who has a computer that could only record on. So his computer was down recently, and so we weren't able to record, and I thought that was pretty lame. So I thought, well, it's probably about time I bought my own computer and built my own computer up. So rather than just buying one that's already pre-built, I've got some fairly specific requirements, because I do a lot of encoding, and like I said, these videos can take a while to encode. Encoding, for those of you who don't know, encoding just means like converting the video from the captured video that I capture with my Blackmagic to a smaller file size that I can then upload to YouTube. That process is called the encoding process, and basically because I do that so much, I don't just do it for these YouTube videos, but I do it for like movies and stuff as well. So yeah, because I do that so much, I figured like I should build a computer that's built like based mainly around that. It's like built for that. And when it comes to like encoding, like a good graphics card and that kind of stuff isn't really important. What is important is like having a lot of RAM in your computer, but mainly what's really important is having lots and lots of cores, or more specifically lots and lots of threads. So what does that mean? Well, a lot of people these days have like dual core CPUs, like you might have one in your laptop or your computer, dual core, right? That means you got 2 physical CPUs. There's like 2 CPUs sort of inside the one CPU package that's in your computer, and that's pretty cool. You got two cores basically, and it means you can sort of do 2 different things at the same time. Well, some computers these days come with 2 cores, but then each core is capable of doing 2 things itself as well. So you've got 2 cores that can do 2 things. So you can do a total of 4 things, right? 2 times 2, obviously. Well, the best you can buy at the moment in one CPU is like probably a 6 cores, and the 6 cores can do 2 things. So that makes it so that you can do 12 things just with one CPU. And that's pretty cool. Like the computer that my brother uses, the one that's playing code on at the moment and like capture all my video and stuff on, he's got a 4-core, and that's capable. Each core is capable of doing 2 things. So that's 8 things at the same time on one CPU, and that's pretty cool. That's really fast. It's much faster than my laptop. It's much faster than any other computer in the house. But it's like pretty old. It's like 3 years old now. That computer's been around for a while. Those CPUs have been around for like about 3 years. So it's quite old. So I looked into what you could get today, like what's available, and I didn't want to spend like more than about 1,500 between the both of us. So me and Corpse Create like split the cost down to something like 750. And I looked at what you could get, and I came up across this special like computer that can support 2 CPUs on the one like inside like the computer, 2 CPUs. And these CPUs are called like Xeon processors, right? And the way they work is they have 6 cores each, and those cores can each do 2 things at the same time. So each of those 6 cores can do 2 things. So you got one 6-core CPU that can do 2 things for each core, so it's 12. And you got another one that can also do 12. So you can do 24 things at the same time. Now remember, this is what's really important when you're talking about like how long it takes to do the encoding for your video so that it's ready for YouTube. It's all about like the number of threads. And the threads is like how many things the CPU can do at one time. So I've got 2 of these CPUs that can do 12 threads at the same time. So I've got a total of 24 threads. Compared to my current computer that I'm using, my brother's one, which, like I said earlier, 4-core and 8 threads, do 8 things. It's going to be like 3 to 4 times faster. 3 times, but because it's a newer CPU, it's not like 3 years old. It's also like better. It's like they've made it faster and stuff as well. So it's going to be probably about 4 times faster than the current one for a total of 24 threads. And not only that, but for those of you that know like a little bit about RAM, the current system that my brother has 6 gigabytes of RAM in it, which is like quite a bit, I guess. But I've filled it up a few times, especially with this video stuff. Like if you do multiple videos at the same time and that kind of stuff, it does get filled up pretty quick. But my new system is going to have 24 gig of RAM as well, so 3 times the amount of RAM. Sorry, not 3 times, 4 times. I thought it was 8 gig in my brother's system. Actually, 6. So yeah, 4 times the amount of RAM, which is pretty crazy. But anyway, so back to the video. It's just about to end. As you can see, I got the m.o.a.b, and then as usual, I always die after the m.o.a.b. Like I said. Oh, there we go. I'm using red dot and kick. So that's it. And wow, this is like my 4th commentary today. So I'm going good. I think I'll do another one and upload that one now as well.